Most people have a coping mechanism, and they're actually hiding their true self, their authentic self, behind those coping mechanisms. That coping mechanism has worked for them to gain acceptance and help them survive in their life. It could be that they are hiding behind their anger, or they might be extremely sarcastic, or they might have some sort of an disorder, emotional disorder, such as narcissism. Some people are just lazy thinkers because they don't know that thinking is actually good for them and using their thought as a tool is good for them. Or they are emotional because they don't understand how to use their emotions. These things become a wall between their authentic self and the world. And it's probably part of life and the experience of living in our physical forms to have these coping mechanisms that we can then work through to become who we truly are and see other people for who they truly are behind their coping mechanisms. I've talked about here a lot how I used to be a very angry person, and I would hide behind that anger my true self. I would also see the world through my anger. It was like a lens or a wall between me and the world, so that I saw everything through that anger, and I thought that the world was against me. So that obviously had an effect on my relationships and everything that was happening in my life. And it wasn't until I worked through that anger and decided to let go of that identity and become my authentic self when I actually understood also what other people are or who they are behind their coping mechanisms, and was able to connect to that person behind that wall, which would also make these relationships much deeper. So now I can meet somebody who is extremely angry, but I can see behind that anger and connect with the person behind the anger, and then have a very good experience with this person despite of their anger, and their anger that is usually pointed at me in those interactions. The one thing that people really, really crave is that somebody connects with their inner self, not with their wall that they're trying to keep up because they have been so successful at surviving with that coping mechanism. But when you are connecting with the person behind the wall, you are connecting with the authentic person, and that's where you can find even unconditional love.